Bulls fans, there is not much in the NBA that is to discuss, but however, we are getting more and more updates in relation to the NBA draft, which is to be expected considering how close the draft truly is for the Chicago Bulls. Now, I made a video before, around a couple of days ago, that was talking about Lamelo Ball falling to the 4th pick. Well, now it looks like the Chicago Bulls are aiming towards Deni once again. It seems to be a loophole, it seems to be a cycle, and honestly, I don't know where the Chicago Bulls are going to go, but it's too big to ignore. So let's talk about it in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls video in relation to the NBA draft, and more specifically we're going to be targeting Deni, who is a player that the Chicago Bulls seems to be very interested in. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below what do you think about the Chicago Bulls looking for a playmaker, but ultimately could be finding that playmaker with Deni at the 4th pick. Now, of course, with the Chicago Bulls, I think it's already just come down to 2 players at the moment. It seems to be we're going to get Deni or we're going to get Lamelo Ball. And I made a video a couple days ago about Lamelo Ball, saying that Lamelo Ball could very well turn to the 4th pick, could fall to the 4th pick, despite people believing that he's a top 3 candidate in this draft. But at the same time, the Chicago Bulls, we're looking at Lamelo Ball, and I still think we are looking at Lamelo Ball. However, all you need to do right now is go to the Chicago Bulls, on web search Chicago Bulls, click on news, and everything is about Deni right now. It seems like the Chicago Bulls are putting it out there, or people are trying to put out there, that the Chicago Bulls are going to select Deni at the 4th pick. Now, what do you guys think about that? This video, it's been a repetitive ride, man. I think it's definitely come down to these 2 candidates. It's Lamelo or Deni, and as repetitive as it is, it's too big to ignore when multiple people are talking about Deni could be on his way to Chicago right now. So it's incredible to see how the page turns, man. All of a sudden, Lamelo was the big talking point a few days ago, but now it's Deni. And I don't know how the Chicago Bulls are going to make this decision. I think this is one of the toughest decisions you make, because at the end of the day, this is the future that we're talking about. This is our franchise. So at the end of the day, when we're deciding this, we're deciding what could potentially be a blockbuster success or a very big failure. And the Chicago Bulls have the biggest decision on their hands, but it seems to be that they're leaning towards Deni with that 4th pick. Now, I don't know if that's going to be true or not. I don't know what the Bulls are thinking in their mind, but what I can tell you is that the Chicago Bulls are looking for that playmaker, but they can ultimately say that that playmaker does not need to be the point guard. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned from this situation of who to pick. The Chicago Bulls do not need to pick the point guard to find their playmaking. Deni seems to be that point forward that the Chicago Bulls might find more valuable than just having an out-and-out point guard. And to be honest, I can't say if that's the right move or not. I can't say that it's the wrong move either. With the Chicago Bulls, I think I've made it fairly clear who I would want with the Chicago Bulls, but I would be happy with Deni and I'd be happy with Lamelo Ball, but I'd personally go with Lamelo Ball, and that is just my opinion. I know so many of these Bulls fans out there love Deni. I love Deni as well, but I think Lamelo Ball has the highest ceiling, but I just don't know where the Chicago Bulls are going to go with this. It seems pretty simple now that it's between these 2. So that's what this video is going to be about. Who do you want, Lamelo or Deni? Again, this video is very repetitive to that Lamelo Ball video. It's just vice versa now. It seems like people are saying that Deni is going to be that one player that could take the Chicago Bulls into, I guess, the future. But I do want to keep this in your mind. If we do get Deni, will the Chicago Bulls get a point guard at free agency? Because I feel like we still need an element of capability in that position, because Kobe White can be a point guard, but I don't know if anybody else on this team is good enough for point guard. At least with the small forward position, I feel like Chandler Hutchison is a good backup, and I think Otto Porter can do for this year, but I don't know if we have a good enough point guard outside of Kobe White that can take us to the next level in Bulls winning ways. If we want to win more games, I think we need better players in the most vital positions, and the point guard position is definitely one of the most vital. So maybe if we're going for Deni, we could be looking for a point guard in free agency. At the end of the day, it could be vice versa as well. If the Bulls get a point guard, we could be looking for a small forward in free agency. It's so weird how things have changed on a dime like this. But Arturius, I believe, said in one of his earliest interviews with the Chicago Bulls that he goes for the best available. So do they think that Deni is the best available? Would they pick Deni over Lamelo Ball, not because that we need that position, but because Arturius thinks that we would be better off with Deni than Lamelo Ball because he's a better player? And at the moment, Deni seems to be the talking point for a lot of teams. I still think the Warriors is a big threat to get Deni because they have been very impressed with how Deni works. And if his stock is rising incredibly fast, then the Chicago Bulls might need to act quicker to try and trade up, or even to just hope and pray. But honestly, I've said this before, I'll say this again. The Chicago Bulls should keep that 4th pick. If Deni is not available, the 4th pick is still a dangerous pick that we can have our ultimate say. We can make the best move with that 4th pick. The Chicago Bulls should not be trading up to try and get Deni, in my opinion. I don't think he'd be worth that. If he falls at number 4, you have the biggest dilemma in your hands. And it looks like Deni's the favorite at the moment over LaMelo Ball. But that does not mean that it's 100% guaranteed. I don't think the Chicago Bulls know what they're going to do at the moment. And of course, it does have to rely on other teams as well. The Hornets, we still don't know what the Hornets are going to do. We still don't know if the Warriors are going to trade that pick. Ultimately, I think the Warriors would be better off trading that pick. But I don't know where that situation is going to come from where the Bulls have that dilemma. So hopefully, Bulls fans, you can answer that question for me. What would you like? It's basically just turned on its head. I can't believe the situation that it's been. LaMelo Ball was going to fall to 4, and everyone was saying, oh, LaMelo Ball is definitely going to be the one that we're going to pick over Deni. But now it seems like Deni is that favorite. So again, it seems like we're going to pick a position of need, and ultimately we might be picking a player that could be better than LaMelo Ball. But I personally, my opinion only, I think LaMelo Ball is the way to go. I've been a fan of LaMelo Ball for quite some time. I know there's big risks with LaMelo Ball that you don't get with Deni, but ultimately, if those risks can be rectified, if those risks work out, then we could have a very, very good player on our hands. But that is this video, guys. That is this video. So many people. Again, Google search Chicago Bulls and click on the news section, and all of it is about Deni at the moment. Deni is a prime target for the Chicago Bulls. Deni is the player to fix the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are favorites to get Deni with that 4th pick in the NBA draft. We are the front runners for Deni. Literally, so many articles about it. And again, I might put some of them in the description if I remember, but ultimately, I think you guys get the picture here. Is Deni the one that we're going for? The draft is what, 12 days away now? 12 days away, I believe the NBA draft is. Strap on your seatbelts, get some popcorn. We won't be at the show for very long because we're the 4th pick, but we're going to have a very, very good journey to figure out who is going to be the future of this Chicago Bulls team. Despite this draft being weak, despite this draft not having the best of talent, I think Deni and LaMelo do have that superstar potential, or at least that all-star potential on the horizon. And it looks like those are the 2 players that we're aiming for. If we get anybody else, I'd be surprised. I still think Obi Toppin is a sleeper pick. I still think maybe Wiseman if he falls to 4. Again, I don't really know where the Bulls are going to be headed, but those 2 players seems to be the main ones that we're looking at. And let's see what the Chicago Bulls will ultimately decide on the night. It's a night and day. It's a today and tomorrow decision. It seems like it's changing every day. But right now, Deni seems to be the front runner. And let's see what the Chicago Bulls will do with that 4th pick. We're in a dangerous position. We're in a good position. Keep on staying positive, Bulls fans. Keep on smiling. The news might not be coming as quick as you like these days. There's little to nothing besides the draft that is coming out. But we signed 2 assistant coaches a few days ago. We have fixed our front office and coaching, and now it's the draft. So things are still coming quicker than I expected it ever to be. So stay tuned for more Bulls videos. I might have to make some discussion videos in terms of the team that we have now, because there's not much news happening. But of course, if there is any news out there, I will keep you updated. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful day, Chicago Bulls fans. Stay positive. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Take care and peace.